This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
Be advised that the views and opinions of the hosts and guests do not reflect those of the station.
Magandang tanghali po sa inyong lahat. Welcome to our show, Usapang Kalusugan. I'm your host, Ray Orosa. Kakapiling tayo dito. Pag-usapan natin mga bagay na mahalaga sa ating kalusugan. Kasama ko dito ang aking co-host na si Mr. Vic Chua, trustee ng PICAM, whatever PICAM means. At saka si Dr. Marisa Torre, dati na natin kasama dito, Doctor of Homeopathy. At dito, dahil sa hahabulin natin, sisikapin namin habulin yung ibang mga text na hindi namin masagot-sagot sa dami. Alam mo, last week kasi, ang text namin may halos 250.
Wow.
Talagang hindi po talaga kayang tawirin sa loob ng wala pang isang oras na programa. But I hope you still learn very much from what we tell you because we do not just tell you ito inumin mo para doon, kung hindi, ipapaliwanag kami kung bakit nagkakaganon. So, because if you do not understand that, you cannot cure it.
Yes.
You cannot heal yourself. And the body has a tremendous capacity to heal itself, di ba?
Yes.
Alright, mag-umpisa tayo, Doktora at Brother Vic. From 0930-795-5171 from May Mirayo of Negros Occidental. Doktor, paano po matanggal yung scar sa baga? Negative naman kasi for sputum. May scar lang sa baga. Okay lang ba yun kung magtrabaho abroad? Thank you po.
Usually po kasi yung scar natin na to, gawa ng maaaring nagkaroon ng infection, no? Bacterial infection like yung mga tuberculosis, o kaya nagkaroon ng konting recurrent pneumonia. So, ang pagkakascar, ay na nga, tinatawag natin yung scar na eh. No? So, it stays, kinagalingan doon. Nagkaroon na ng fibrosis. So, it will take time para matanggal talaga yon, or maaaring nandun na siya for life na hindi na matanggal. So, wala tayong na sasabihin, operahan para tanggalin, hindi natin ginagawa yon. So, ang importante lang dito, maging talagang negative siya sa sputum exam, sa mga ibang examination sa TB, na talagang ma-rule out na hindi na active. And then, kung talagang makita pa na active pa, so kinakailangan maggamot siya. And then, may mga times na napaka-strict po pagdating sa di ba, pag mag-a-abroad.
Pero iba-iba ang interpretasyon niyan sa bawat isang bansa. There are some countries that will accept that basta meron kang doctor certificate na hindi ka na positive for TB or pre-TB or anything like that. It's not just a matter of sputum. Kasi yun yun ang pwedeng meron kang konting sputum pero you are not positive for TB.
Yes.
So hindi lang yung sputum ang tinitingnan but a culture of your sputum to find out if it's positive for TB. At meron lalo na ngayon meron namang ibang variety ng TB na kung minsan napakahirap pagalingin. So yun, unfortunately, we can do nothing about it. Pagkat yung interpretasyon na sinasabi ng doktor, once you present that na in-examine na yung scar sa TB mo, is enough. And discretionary on their part.
That's right.
Kaya nilang diskarte yun, kaya hindi natin pwedeng ipilit ibang bansa yan. Kung tatanggapin ka for overseas work or not.
Merong iba tumatanggap, merong iba talaga pong very strict with it.
Ngunit sa mga walang scar,
wala tayong pag-uusapan kung walang
scar. Malaman nila na pag meron kang scar sa lung, no, yung compromise ang oxygen circulation mo. Kasi hindi.
But it depends on the scar, di ba, Brother Vic? Kasi kung maliit lang yung scar, you know, it is not a serious thing kasi way nako-compromise ang oxygen intake mo. It can be such a minor point. Kanya, naalala mo, meron test na tinitingnan dito to find out how much oxygen you have in
oxygen saturation.
In your blood. So dito natin makita kung bumababa yan, that means hindi pumapasok yung oxygen sa lung mo. It may be or it may not be because of the scar tissue.
No,
Yes.
I emphasize that because the next thing ay halimbawa anong causes of all of these scars, no? Maaring sasabihin natin from infection, maaring sasabihin natin from yung cigarette.
No, pero hindi scar tissue ang cigarette.
That will
It's
be-
the occlusion
Yeah.
of the
Blood vessels.
Oo. At saka yung what they call it, yung may nodule sa lung mo na tumitake in ng oxygen at naglalabas ng carbon dioxide.
Yung pag-circulate ng
Yes.
ng oxygen. Pwede rin, maaari din sa mga, hindi lang sa infection, pwede rin sa, meron tayong narinig dati, yung mga nag-inhale na may asbesto. No, remember, no? Nagkakaroon siya ng yung lung
Deposition.
problem, no?
Pero alam mo, pagka nagkakaroon, in that case,
Yeah.
when you inhale asbestos, which is damaging to your lungs, hindi lang isang scar makikita mo na. Marami.
Marami.
And number two, it's a question of whether you're still inhaling asbestos. Kung patuloy yung inhalation mo, palagi mo natanong ka sa tabi ng asbestos plant, baka compromised yung environment ng asbestos plant, hindi titigil yun. At makakaramdam ka ng maraming simptomas of problems in the lung. Now, because we're talking here only about a scar. Now, sasabihin niya sa atin, 4 po ang scar ko dyan. O isa lang, na ganito kalaki, ganito ka, sasabihin naman ng doktor sa'yo pagkakuha ng x-ray, oh, that's 1 cm, 2 cm, 3 cm. Malalaman mo kung katangi-tangi yung scar. O malawak o malaki.
Malaki.
Now, kung malaki yung scar enough to interfere with your overall oxygen intake, that's another story.
Yeah.
Pero kung sasabihin sa'yo nung ikaw ay, palagay mo, no, teenager ka, nagkaroon ka ng pre-TB, tapos gumaling na at scar na. Ang healing, in other words, required fibrosis in that part that was infected, no? Usually, yung ganyan, lalo na sa kabataan natin, na-overcome natin, pero kung minsan nagkakaroon ng scar.
Opo.
Pero, minsan, katangi-tangi lang. Depende kasi ang tawag sa atin dito ni May Mirayo, hindi natin malaman kung isa lang at gaano kalaki.
Gano'ng kalaki.
So, before you start worrying, you find out first whether that's only one scar at gaano kalaki. Baka naman 2 cm scar lang yan Kalimutan mo na. You go live your own life. And if you're going overseas, they might not even pay attention to it.
Kasi normally, napauwi sa halimbawa, scar from TB, scar from infection, napauwi ngayon to set into the lung tissue, nagkaroon ka na yung pneumonia, yung mga ganun, no? And then
Awa naman yung tao, binigyan mo na lahat ng karamdaman.
no? So in other words,
Scar tissue nga.
pagka ganun naman, it's an awareness na halimbawa, pag meron ka mga ganung klaseng how prevention is better than
Cure.
cure.
Oo, pero ito nandun na In other words, nandun na yung scar. So, talking about prevention is for future scars, but the scar is already there. What can you do about it? Well, we've just told you. From a health standpoint, you don't need to worry about it if this is a small scar. And you don't have any active TB or pre-TB existing in your lungs. And you have no other infection there. Kasi usually naman, ang mga ubo at sipon, hindi nag-iiwan ng scar sa tissue yan, sa lung tissue.
Sa lung tissue.
Infection.
Ibang klaseng infection na talagang matindi like TB.
Like TB.
Or emphysema, baka magkaroon ka. Pero yun, hindi na scar tissue yun sa emphysema.
Yeah.
Nagsasarado na yung maliliit na mo sa baga na
Sacs.
naglalabas ng carbon dioxide. Pagkatapos, humihigop ng oxygen from the blood.
Yung mga radiation, no? Nagkakaroon radiation sa breast cancer, natamaan, yung mga ganun, no? It's
Pero
also-
hindi sa lung.
That's different.
tumatama sa lang. Sa lang. Kaya yun ang isang outlook, no? To be careful about it.
Okay.
Okay, from 0975-977-5519. Good noon, Doc. Sawang-sawa na ako. Hindi lang ikaw. Magpa-check sa sakit na dinadamdam ko. Palaging mataas ang BP ko at kapag nakahinga ako, umiikot ang paligid at kapag gumagalaw ako. Alright. It seems to be two aspects. One is high blood pressure.
Hypertension.
And that is somewhat easier to control. Sometimes the high blood pressure is due to dehydration.
Dehydration.
So make sure that you drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yan, mga 8 to 10 glasses of water a day para properly hydrated ka. Kasi tumataas ang presyon pag nauubusan ng tubig sa ating dugo. Okay, kasi lumalapot pati dugo mo at lahat ng ganyan. Pati mga veins mo kumikitid. Kanya tumataas ang presyon. Pero
Umiikot ang mundo niya.
pag ikot ng mundo mo, baka naman, kasi dyan, baka in love ka. Pero yan parang vertigo na yan, di ba,
Vertigo
Doc?
po, opo.
Ano masasabi mo at anong tingin mong magandang gawin if you see, kasi the common understanding of vertigo ay may kinalaman sa tenga mo yan.
Opo, opo.
When in truth, vertigo has nothing to do with your ears.
Kasi marami din pong pangyayari na maaring talagang high blood siya, kaya din siya nahihilo. Pero maaring nga meron talagang Meniere's disease na tinatawag natin. So, inner ear problem to. Kasi para may tinatawag tayong parang mga sa cochlea natin, merong maliliit na particle doon na kuminsan na-dislodge. Pag na-dislodge yun, magkukos talaga ng dizziness. So,
And for the
Inflammation.
for the most part, though, if it is part of a disease in terms of your inner ear, that's one story.
yes.
No? Pero yung umiikot at nahihilo ka, the theory there yung sa ear
Yeah.
is that it can no longer react to changes in
Changes,
your, kanya, na off balance ka.
Opo.
Pero yung paghihilo, sa brain yan. And many times, ang kailangan mong tingnan dyan is whether nagkaroon ng damage. That part of your brain, lalo na sa back of your head,
Cerebellum.
na na-damage yung receptors mo doon for balance. Kasi pag na-damage yung receptors mo for balance in the brain, pag ikaw nag-umpisang gumanon, hindi mo na matigil. Tuloy-tuloy ka
Dire-diretso.
na. That is when you lose your balance. That's why they make a difference between your vertigo and your inner ear. Madalas kung inner ear lang ang kanilang tatalakayin, hindi na mawala ang vertigo. O kaya, meron kang vertigo pero walang kinalaman sa inner ear. Ang problema dito, allopathic medicine really has no answer
Wala po sila.
for vertigo. But I know homeopathic remedies do have some kind of response to this. How effective is the big question.
It will take time then.
And
we have
it
to
takes
arrest the
time.
cause.
And thirdly, the aspect of that is you can do something to improve your ability to maintain your balance through exercise. Yun lang maganito-ganito ka sa umaga, pagising mo.
Yeah.
Una-una, huwag kang bumangon ng biglaan.
Bigla. Tama po.
Do it slowly.
Slowly.
And then when you're sitting down for a minute or two, ganyan-ganyan ka.
Exercise.
To see how your brain reacts.
Yung yung tao na may madalas nagkakaroon ng high blood, ano? Madalas narinig natin na parang nahihilo siya. Mga ganon. No, you should remember one thing. Another cause aside from dehydrated, no, is ang blood mo ay malapot. Kaya yung minsan
Ganyan, di ba? Yan ang binanggit natin dito. Pag ikaw dehydrated, lumalapot yung dugo mo.
malapot. O acidic, no? Pwede rin, no? Ngayon, pagka ganun ang sitwasyon, then ang kadugtong nun is yung circulation. No? Kaya nakikita mo bronchial dilator, malaking tulong sa mga mga may high blood pressure or yung kaya if you dilate, better blood flow, no? So ang mangyayari nito sa itong sinasabi nito, maaaring kailangan kunting exercise
And also some curcumin and some
Curcumin.
chili powder.
And then check kung anong cause, saan nagagaling. Oo. Kasi
Okay,
kung
we'll
minsan
have to
kidney
pause for a few
stones,
reminders.
diba?
Babalik po kami, wag kayong mawawala.